Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, I came across this interesting article titled 22 NBA players who never had a losing season. So this is actually really impressive, man. Just like all things considered, being able to just like make it to the playoffs or go over 500, like for your entire career or up until this point in your career is just extremely impressive, I think. So I'm curious who these 22 players are going to be. I gotta imagine they're all going to be either really good like superstars, you know, like James Harden here, or in some cases some really good role players, just like those win now glue players a lot of franchises have when they have long-term success. So here we go, man. First one we have is James Harden, who has a winning percentage of 64.8. So of course that goes back to his OKC Thunder days, and now the Houston Rockets being the MVP player he is out there. It's like, it's no doubt that he wins basketball games, plain and simple, man. But yeah, it says with the Thunder and the Rockets, the reigning MVP is a 7-time All-Star. Harden lights up virtually every single night. Yes, he does, man. Probably on and off the court. Actually, I don't know if he smokes off there. Who knows, man? Maybe he's announced he does. I really don't know. Next up, we have Danny Green, and this one, damn, dude, 72.1% winning percentage. That is absolutely insane. So, Danny Green played 1 year in Cleveland and spent time with 3 teams in the D League and signed with a team in Greece before sticking with San Antonio in 2011. Stayed with them until 2018. Now he's on Toronto. So yeah, man, he was part, of course, that Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker success. You know, getting to play with Kawhi Leonard too on the Spurs and getting to follow him to the Toronto Raptors. That definitely is going to equate to winning basketball. So this year with Cleveland must have been with LeBron James, I would assume, because anytime LeBron's not been on that team, they've been pretty damn bad. So that's the only reasoning I have right there for that one. Next up, we have Patrick Mills, 10 seasons, another member of the San Antonio Spurs. I got a feeling that's going to be a very common occurrence for this article right here. So 69.2 win percentage. Continues to be a strong role player. Is that true? Is he actually playing good basketball for the Spurs? I guess I don't really follow the Spurs that much this season, but I guess with DeJounte Murray being out for the season, that he probably would get a lot more minutes anyway. So says a second-round pick who made good, a member of the 2014 NBA championship team. All right. Next up, we got Bonzi Wells. Yo, I kind of remember Bonzi Wells. Like, I remember of him. I don't remember him being a big-time winning player, but 10 seasons, 60.1% winning percentage. He was on 5 NBA teams. That actually makes it more impressive that whatever team he went to, winning followed. So he averaged better than 12 points per game in his NBA career. I think I remember him being pretty good on like NBA 2K6 or something like that. For whatever reason, I just remember him from that game. Next up, we have John Battle, 10 seasons. So looks like this was back in the 80s maybe, judging by the uniforms right there, maybe 70s. Okay, 1985 actually. Oh, 4th round pick in 1985. Okay, I said 80s. So 58.2 win percentage for the Atlanta Hawks. Has to be the most surprising person on the list. He played for the Atlanta Hawks and the Cleveland Cavaliers, never was on a losing team. Once again, surprising. Although the Cleveland Cavaliers with like Mark Price and all of them was pretty damn good. So he slipped through as the 1989-90 Hawks finished 41-41, a fourth round pick in 1985. Okay, don't know much about him, so can't really elaborate. Andy Phillip, 10 seasons. Damn, dude, this is way back when like actual legit like engineers and plumbers were actually playing the game of basketball. 57.4%. One of the most unfamiliar names on this list, Andy Phillips, pictured number 14. So there he is, man, in all his glory. What's he doing, man? Looks like they're going for like a jump ball, and he's just like, it looks like he's the one tossing the jump ball up in the air, but it's not half court, so probably that's just that guy going for a rebound. Played on 4 teams from 1948 to 59 and managed to avoid a losing season. Good for you, Andy Phillips. Good for you, man. Next up, we have Mario Elie, 11 seasons, 63% winning percentage. Mark Elie loved to shoot from long range long before it was fashionable to take shots from behind the arc. Elie hit 574 3-pointers, including 120. Damn, this would be a sharpshooter in today's NBA. He'd have a field day in this era. That's what I just said right there, man. Very cool. Next up, we got Dr. J, Julius Erving, always taking W's on and off the court. The great Dr. J has 67.3%. How about a player who never had a losing season in 2 leagues? Julius Erving won an ABA and then the NBA. Erving played a different game than most anyone. He was magical with the ball, able to soar. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. All right. Sidney Moncrief, I believe he played for the Milwaukee Bucks, I believe. Yeah. 63.4%. Sidney Moncrief came out of Arkansas to become one of the all-time greats for the Milwaukee Bucks. Moncrief was a 5-time All-Star and 2-time Defensive Player. I did not know he had defense like that, man. I actually did not know that about him. He's actually the original Defensive Player of the world as the smallest player to win the award. Good for you, man. That's pretty cool, actually. I mean, yeah, knock down your shots, make the All-Star team, be good at defense. That's going to win you some ball games. Greg Ostertag. This guy was like a giant, I think. Wasn't this guy like really tall? He looks really tall, man. Looks like he should be like, I don't know, man. Like he looks like he's like almost like The Rock. Like he don't look at The Rock, but just like that build of The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Big ass head, big ass body, I guess. I'm sorry, The Rock. Please don't beat me up. This one has an asterisk. Is that how you say that? Asterisk? The lumbering big man thrived with Stockton and Malone. The asterisk? He played on a losing team in the D League. Oh, that doesn't count. This is the most winningest in the NBA. That's the D League. That's totally different. He averaged 5 points and 4 rebounds per game. Give it up, man, for Greg Ostertag. All right, next up, guys, we have Sam Jones. So I talked about him a few weeks ago, and I mentioned how he was a three-point sharpshooter, and people were like, well, the three-point line didn't even exist yet. I was thinking more so in 2K, because on 2K, this guy's got like a 93-point shot. So, yes, my apologies. I did not watch Sam Jones back before the three-point line even existed, because I was not alive. But, yeah, 71.6% winning percentage. Boston Celtics, another team out there that I expect to see a lot of. What about, like, Bill Russell? Was he ever on a losing team? I guess we're probably going to find out. But, yeah, he averaged about 18 points per game. We have Michael Cooper, 12 seasons with the Lakers, of course. A defensive wizard on some of the great Los Angeles Lakers team. He was the Defensive Player of the Year in 1987 and a 5-time member of the All-Defensive Team. Also a 5-time NBA championship, guys, at 72.9%. Good for you, Michael Cooper. Good for you, man. Okay, we got Larry Legend, 73.6%. Never had a losing season. The Boston Celtics proves 13 is far from an unlucky number. Larry Bird was a 3-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, and 3-time League MVP. One of the great draft picks of all time, grabbed as a junior, eligible by the Celtics. We play as a junior. Oh, yeah, as a junior. Okay. We got Irvin Magic Johnson, 74% winning percentage. Yeah, I mean, this era, it was the Celtics versus the Lakers dominating. Like, that's just who it was out there. Is any surprise Magic and Larry are tied with 13 winning seasons without a losing one apiece? Magic was the maestro to the Lakers. Showtime Lakers, a 5-time NBA champion and 3-time Finals MVP at 74%. So got Larry Bird beat, right? Next up, Kevin McHale, 13 seasons. Well, yeah, he played with Larry Bird, so it makes sense. A low post monster on the Celtics, part of the most formidable front lines in NBA history, Larry Bird and Robert Parrish. Kevin McHale was a 2-time Sixth Man of the Year, a 3-time champion, 7-time All-Star at 69.4%. So he must have played a season without Larry Bird or something, right? Like, was he around before or after Larry? I feel like he was drafted before, right? Maybe not. Next up, we got Bill Russell at 71.7%, a legend among legends in the league. All Bill Russell did was win games, championships, and honors. An absolute great, arguably the best defensive force in basketball history. Russell was an 11-time champion, 5-time MVP, and 4-time rebounding champion. I expected to see him on there. I mean, he got a freaking ring for every winning season, too, pretty much. We got James Jones. I guess he played with LeBron, right? Yeah, I mean, he always followed LeBron. If LeBron, you know, was always winning and stuff, then it makes sense. James Jones played on 14 winning teams, many of them with LeBron in Miami and Cleveland. Quietly, Jones won 3 championships. Who says quietly, man? I feel like this guy's been beasting his entire career. A very, very well-known player. We got to Manu Ginobili, played all his years with, of course, the San Antonio Spurs. C. Duncan, Manu is a 4-time NBA championship and 2-time All-Star, Mr. Eurostet. Yeah, I imagine we're going to see him on here. Of course, Tim Duncan and probably Tony Parker round things up. Maybe like a Bruce Bowen, too, somebody like that. Here next, we got Horace Grant, 17 seasons. That is hell of impressive, guys. 17 seasons without losing. One of the twins with Harvey, Horace Grant, benefited from being a Phil Jackson guy. That meant a lot of success in Chicago and Los Angeles. Grant scored nearly 13,000 points in a career that won him 4 championships. Cool. Got the goggles and everything. Tim Duncan, 19 seasons, 71.9%. He won quietly and with a lot of class. Tim Duncan is the centerpiece of the Spurs, who are arguably the best team over the last 20 years. Duncan retired as a 5-time champ, 3-time Finals MVP, and 2-time League MVP. Mr. Duncan, Mr. Fundamental. All right, we got Karl Malone, 19 seasons of winning. Karl Malone, do I have this right? He has the most points in NBA history, right? Yeah, 68.8%. The Mailman delivered a lot of victories and points. However, John Stockton and Carmelo never delivered a championship. I still find that so hard to believe, guys. Like, all that success for 19 seasons and not a single championship. A 2-time MVP and 14-time All-Star. Malone finished with 25 points per game. And finally, I gotta imagine it's gotta be, well, it's not LeBron, is it? Would it be LeBron or Tony Parker? John Stockton, LeBron James has, oh, I guess LeBron, yeah, he did not have, yeah, because like early on, like the second or third year, did not make the playoffs or something like that, right? So I guess that is true. What about Tony Parker, though? Huh. I feel like Tony would have been on this list. Was part of the 1-2 punch with Karl Malone and the Jazz. Hard to remember. But John Stockton started 43 games over his first 3 seasons. Stockton averaged a double-double remarkable career in points and assists. He has a 10-time All-Star and 2-time NBA first-team player. So yeah, guys, there is the list. 22 players to never lose. I'm sure there's going to be more players over the years that are going to make this list also, but I'm going to say straight up, man, very, very impressive.